started with the script. I adored the script. I thought it was one of the best scripts I've read in a very, very long time. Tony Gilroy really is one of the top writers, and he writes unbelievably good dialogue. And I saw Michael Clayton, which hadn't come out at that time. He'd just finished it, and I love that film. I thought for a first film it was really incredible. And then when Julia signed on to do it, the whole thing just seemed absolutely perfect. I had one of the best times I've had.
I met Steven Soderbergh. It started with conversations with Steven Soderbergh about 6 or 7 years ago. And he said, you do all these spy movies, maybe, you know, he wanted to try one. And I said, well, you know, the only thing that's fresh that I know of is all the people that I know that are in government service are all leaving and going private. And I said, there's something really interesting in that. There's this big business that no one's writing about. And then I always wanted to do, I'd been playing with for years trying to do a movie about two spies falling in love. How would two people who are completely untrustworthy and paranoid and whose whole lives were based on not trusting, how would they fall in love? So it started at that point.
It's a very well-written comedy. It's not sort of crude comedy. It's a very smart, witty. It's got lots of wicked humor, but I wouldn't say it's an out-and-out comedy, but it's got, you know, really brilliant, wicked humor in it. Comedy is all about a lightness of touch and a timing and a deftness, and I think Julia is the absolute best at this kind of material, which she is the best, so at least I was learning from the best. I would like to do more comedy, but I don't get sent very much, and the stuff that I do, I don't find very funny, so I don't do it. This script I find funny because it's sharp, it's intelligent, it's really well crafted, and it's got great rhythm. So, you know, I jumped at this, but it would have to be the same again. For me to do more, it would have to be as well written as this. Well, even though that was a very tough film, it was a very sort of emotionally violent and a raw film, we actually got on very, very well when we did that film. And although it's a very different kind of film, there are some similarities in that the dialogue was very good in that film as well. It was very different and obviously much more painful, but and we really enjoyed playing that dialogue in that movie, so it was lovely to come back together.
There's energy between them, but it's not, I mean, I think a romance movie is sort of like a menage a trois where the audience becomes the third. You fall in love with the two people falling in love. You want to be part of that relationship. And Closer, that was not a relationship that you wanted to be part of. But good energy, that means something. You can't make chemistry happen. You know, you can't say, oh, let's do another take and have more It's something, no director, I don't think you could put no director could put any two people together and say, oh, something's gonna happen. I mean, you have two people that are making a movie and, you know, at lunch they're off in the trailer together and they come back and put a camera and nothing, it looks dead. And there's been so many cases of people that hated each other. And they're, you know, on camera, it's on fire. You just don't know.
C'est à elle.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Un string. Il était dans ton tiroir.
Non, c'est impossible.
Bon, dans ce cas-là, je peux le remettre alors.
Tu essayes de me piéger?